What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video, man. And in today's video we're going to be talking about the 9 exercises that I train for an aesthetic physique. Now for me personally, nowadays I train aesthetically. I do aesthetics based training. I don't really care for PRs and 1 rep maxes and powerlifting at all. My focus has been aesthetics. Getting PRs, hitting a new record on a bench press or a squat or a deadlift isn't really going to do anything. For me, it's always about maximizing your looks, maximizing your aesthetics. So for me, aesthetics-based training is the type of training that I do. If I had to pick just 9 exercises for the rest of my life, these are the 9 that I would train on a consistent basis to really develop and maintain my aesthetic physique, man. Starting with exercise number 1 is the overhead press. This is a great exercise to train your upper body muscles, specifically your deltoid. Studies have shown that your deltoid shoulder muscles are the most attractive to women. The overhead press is a great exercise engaging your front and your side deltoids, man. In addition, this is just a great exercise training your upper body and works a little bit of that core stability, man. When it comes to really shoulder definition, developing your upper body strength, definitely highly recommend the overhead press. That is number 1 on my workout routine training for aesthetics, the overhead press. Now continuing on with shoulders, exercise number 2 is going to be an exercise that works on targeting your rear deltoids. Your rear deltoids in addition to your back as well. And that is the barbell row. The barbell row is just a great exercise for training your back muscles, your rear deltoids, as well as lats, man. And it really helps bring about that V-tape shapered physique where you have the broader shoulders and the narrower waist. The barbell row is just great for developing that V-taper that men have that make them look super attractive towards women. Now, speaking of back, exercise number 3 is a classic, the pull-up. Now, I love doing pull-ups. Pull-up is one of the basic exercises that I believe everybody, no matter what they're training for, should have in their workout routine. Now, the pull-up is great for back and lateral muscles. Again, helping men train their back muscles, helping men develop that V-taper physique because it engages your lats and it engages your biceps as well. The classic pull-up would be number 3 on my list of aesthetic-based exercises, man. Now, speaking of biceps, exercise number 4 is another classic, the classic bicep curl. Now, this is way more of an isolation exercise, unlike the last 3 exercises, which were all compound movements. The bicep curl specifically targets, isolates your bicep movements. The key here is really going slow, controlled, feeling that contraction of the bicep, feeling that burn of the biceps, having good form, not swinging your back. The classic bicep curl is just another exercise to add onto that list of aesthetic-based exercises. In addition, let's face it, you want to look aesthetic, right? You want to be able to at least fill out a small or a medium-sized shirt. Don't neglect training and isolating biceps. Your biceps will help you really with being able to fill out your shirts, right? Being able to, look good in your shirts, really show off that bicep and arm definition, man. So since we're on the subject of arms, about 2/3 of your arm is composed of your tricep. You can't ignore your triceps. So the next exercise that I have when it comes to training for aesthetics is another isolation movement, and that is the 1-arm tricep pull down. Now, another great variation to this exercise is a normal tricep pull down with the rope. However, what I like about the 1-arm tricep pull down is you can really narrow it down and focus on one arm as opposed to focusing on both arms simultaneously. You can really make sure each arm is getting the proper amount of training in case one of your arms is a little stronger than the other. Therefore, the 1-arm tricep pull down really lets you focus on one arm at a time as opposed to simultaneously working out your triceps and not getting that full contraction or that full stretching, man. Definitely 1-arm tricep pull down for focusing on each arm, focusing on your triceps, which make up 2/3 of your arm. Now, the sixth exercise on my list for aesthetics-based training is the incline dumbbell bench press. Now, what I love about the incline dumbbell bench press is that it specifically really places the emphasis on your upper chest. Unlike the normal flat bench press, this exercise really hits that upper chest, the part of your chest that'll really stand out, really fill out your physique, really makes your chest pop, that upper chest. It's just my favorite exercise in the gym. And when I'm training flat bench press, regular flat bench press, right, with the barbell, I don't feel it as much in my upper chest as opposed to this exercise with the dumbbells, the incline dumbbell bench press. Now, when it comes to incline dumbbell bench press, one thing that I will like to mention is a lot of people don't adjust their bench enough. You want to adjust it at least 4 notches, I'd say, from the perpendicular backside of the bench. Some people don't adjust it far back enough. The less far back you have it, the more it becomes a shoulder-ish kind of exercise. So make sure you have it at a really good incline. You don't want the back of the bench super perpendicular. The closer you have it to perpendicular, the closer it becomes to more of a shoulder exercise. So definitely make sure you're adjusting your bench a good amount when you do that exercise, incline dumbbell bench press, man. Now, we just named 6 upper body exercises that I train on a consistent basis for aesthetics. Now, we can't forget our legs, right? Because let's face it, you don't want a ripped, built up body, upper body, and have a bunch of scrawny legs. It just looks weird. And speaking of legs and lower body, the next exercise that I have for aesthetics-based training on my list is dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Now, most people are probably thinking, what about the conventional deadlift? And yeah, you can have that on your exercise routine, but for me personally, I found the conventional deadlift to be more so of like this ego-based exercise. You know, everybody just competing to see who can deadlift more. People's forms are really all over the place, right? You'll see people having different forms, weird forms. You'll see a lot of beginners round their back. For somebody who's not a power lifter, who doesn't really care about 1 rep maxes, if you're training for aesthetics instead of 1 rep maxes and PRs, might as well just do a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. This is an exercise that, just like the normal deadlift, will work your glutes and your hamstrings. And when you're training for aesthetics, you're not training for a PR. Who cares if you're doing it with dumbbells versus a barbell, right? At the end of the day, you're training for aesthetics. For me personally, dumbbell Romanian deadlift, because I'm not ego lifting, I'm not trying to go for a PR like a lot of power lifters do on a conventional deadlift. I'm just trying to train my hamstrings, my glutes, making sure they're sharp, defined, making sure they're healthy and strong. Definitely dumbbell Romanian deadlift. And if you're somebody who's a beginner, I highly recommend doing the dumbbell Romanian deadlift as opposed to the conventional deadlift. Conventional deadlifts, a lot of beginners tend to make a lot of mistakes, rounding their back, not fully pulling the slack out of the bar, right? Not using enough hip drive. There's just a lot of mistakes that people make with the conventional deadlift, people turning it into this ego exercise. The dumbbell Romanian deadlift, just a better, more natural variation that targets the same muscle groups, glutes and hamstrings, man. Now, exercise number 8, the king of leg exercises, the barbell squat. This is the king of leg exercises, one of the kings of compound movements, man. Just a great exercise for your overall leg aesthetics. Everyone should have this, just a classic exercise. As somebody who trains for aesthetics, who doesn't really lean towards doing that many powerlifting type of exercises, if there's one exercise that I recommend everybody has, regardless of whatever they're training for, bodybuilding, muscular endurance, powerlifting, or just aesthetics such as myself, the barbell squat is one exercise everyone should have on their workout routine when it comes to training their legs. The king of compound leg movements, just a great, incredible exercise working your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads. And last but not least, the 9th exercise that I have when training for aesthetics you can't forget your ab muscles, man. Now, when it comes to abs, let me make this very clear. Ab definition and really getting that aesthetics in your abs is highly dependent on body fat. If you're somebody with 17, 18, 19% body fat, you doing all the ab exercises in the world isn't going to solely get you to getting that ab definition that you want. Your diet plays a huge role. Your diet and nutrition play a huge role defining getting that ab definition. Really, you need to be in that calorie deficit, that caloric deficit when you're trying to lose weight. Your body fat percentage when it comes to having well-defined abs is everything. You can't expect to have well-defined abs if you're up there with 17, 18% body fat. Get your body fat down, get into a caloric deficit, have a good diet, get your body fat down to at least 13, 12%. And once you hit that range, your ab muscles naturally will really start to show, man. Combine the dieting, nutrition, caloric deficit with doing at least one ab exercise once or twice a week, and you're gonna have abs. Your nutrition, caloric deficit, body fat percentage, those things all play the biggest role when it comes to ab definition. Think of the ab exercises as kind of putting the finishing touches to an already very lean physique. So the one ab exercise that I recommend everybody does is the classic decline sit-up with a weight plate or a dumbbell. Think of like these ab exercises, these extra ab exercises is kind of like the cherry on top of a cake. If you aren't at a good body fat percentage, right? No amount of ab exercises is really going to get you that super well-defined abs. Have the proper diet, be on that caloric deficit, get your body fat percent lower, and combine all of that with one of these ab exercises, such as the decline sit-up, and your abs eventually over time will become more and more defined, man. So my last exercise to round it all up, decline sit-ups. So anyways, guys, these are 9 exercises for developing an overall aesthetic physique. If you're somebody who's struggling with developing a better physique, putting on more muscle, living a healthier lifestyle, I offer one-on-one fitness coaching. You'll have access to me, 24/7 access to me through an app. That includes all your exercises, a diet and nutrition plan, videos on how to do exercises, one-on-one weekly calls with me to make sure you're hitting your goals. So if that interests you, man, be sure to click the link in the description or DM me the word transformation on Instagram. We'll hop on a free call. And if you're a good fit for my program, man, we'll get the ball rolling and get you that aesthetic physique. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you found this video informative. Be sure to drop a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.